Morning, everyone. Great to see you all here, and thanks for your time. Great to see so many of you here, both members, associates, and other people too. It's a privilege to be invited to come up today to talk about partnership and collaboration across the STC membership. It's something that Pim, I know, and his team are passionate about, and he gave us the opportunity to go out across the membership and find partnership and collaboration. I think it's fair to say there is so much partnership across the membership that it was actually quite difficult to keep it down to just a number. But we know there are many, many examples of partnership out there. And what I would say is, please keep them coming in. We love to hear about them, and we are collating them for PIM, and we will continue that process. So please do tell us today or further down the line about examples of collaboration between your organisation and others within STC. We'd love to hear about them. So any questions, any thoughts that you have on this morning, please come and talk to the Prova team. We're out in the lobby. We'd love to chat to you. And come and have a go on our Beat the Buzz machine, which I simply can't do. I think it needs an engineer's calm pair of hands to be able to get from A to B. There is a bottle of champagne to be won, so come and have a go at that. It'd be great to see you. A quick 2-minute advert, if I may. At Prova, we're 24 years old, started in automotive and motorsport. Very much over the last 15 years, we've been working across clean tech, the circular economy, and sustainability. It was fascinating listening to Stefan talk about food waste. We've spent the last 12 years working on the banning of food waste to landfill. England is the last piece of that jigsaw, which is about to come through now. So the role that food waste plays in anaerobic digestion is an absolutely key part of one of the key new energies that we as a society need. We've spent many years on that process with Lord Debden. We drive business growth by amplifying great stories. We do that in terms of getting organisations that are horizontally innovating into new market sectors, into new markets, and attracting prospective investors, getting our clients in front of money where needed. And another thing that we do as well is positioning organisations for maximising an exit when that comes. So 25 years of experience, passionate about what we do. We share that with Stefan and Stuart's team at Silverstone. And through that whole process, we've been lucky enough to be able to, with our relationships with the university spin-outs, with the clean tech venture capital organisations, to see the young businesses of tomorrow. And we've actually invested in 15 of them ourselves, and have seen a number of exits this year alone. So it's an exciting time. We work with OEMs, as I said, with venture capital firms, with government, with industry bodies, and it enables us to see the markets from a number of different sides. We're very lucky to be in that position, and it helps us to deliver growth for ambitious clean tech, technology and motorsport businesses across both the STC cluster and further afield. And because of that, we are able to see the unique scale of innovation and collaboration that there is across the STC cluster. It's absolutely been fascinating to find more of those out this morning, and it's something that we'd like to shine a light on now. It's a seismic time of seismic change across society at the moment. There are some huge pressures upon businesses, high interest rates, an extremely uncertain global outlook, and perhaps understandably at the moment, a hunker down philosophy across the supply chain, and that is making conditions very, very challenging for people. And because of that, there was very little appetite for investing in fast growth tech and engineering firms, and we saw that. We've seen that at first hand, probably since the end of COVID. However, things are starting to move very, very slowly, and we can see that in the numbers. If we look at the numbers, some of these numbers are from Sifted, which is the Financial Times organization that very much brings money and tech together. There were 360 seed deals done last month, in comparison to 280 the month before in September. And if you look at those numbers against what happened in 2022, there is a significant increase there. So things are starting to move. And the UK actually is leading the way. The EIS scheme, which a lot of you will be very, very familiar with, is something that is a key driver here. But in, again, October alone, there were £142 million worth of seed deals, investment into young, fast-growth technology business that happened in October. And that actually is more than any other European marketplace. The French and the Germans are pushing very, very hard in certain sectors, certain clusters. But at the moment, we are seeing a more positive picture across the UK. And despite the fact that there will be uncertainty next year with an election around the corner, it is to be hoped that the early stage venture capital checkbook is far more open at the moment, which can only be positive for the technology supply chains across the UK. There is a lot of opportunity out there, as you will all know, just trying to paint a wider picture. Autonomous vehicles are on their way. They reckon that by 2035, we'll have 10 million autonomous vehicles across the UK out of a car park of approximately 23 million at the moment. Space tech, very much increasing. Low-cost satellites, reusable launch vehicles, all lowering the cost of access into the sector. Intelligent engineering, additive manufacturing, nanotech, all of those are growing areas, thanks to the need for lightweighting across not only automotive and other forms of mobility, but elsewhere as well, which means that horizontal innovation will come to play more and more of a key role. Those are the carrots. There are sticks as well. Supply chain disruption continues to be a real issue. Cybersecurity as well, and talent shortages. There are huge talent shortages at the moment, something of a fallout from COVID, and those are acting as drivers of change too. As well as that, there is a whole bucket of legislation around the corner, particularly with regard to the imperatives of the circular economy throughout business, whether it be engineering, whether it be professional services. That legislation is imminent and it's coming, whether we like it or not. It is an opportunity or it is an existential threat. But for all of those reasons, be they sticks or carrots, innovation never goes out of fashion, and in this room there is an abundance of it. And that's inspiring to see, and STC members have that in spades. So what STC also bring, or STC members should I say, bring are those common traits of spirit, of positivity, of culture, and innovation. We heard it from Stefan and what his team are doing at Silverstone, and it's something that him and his team are extremely passionate about, and we see it across the room today and across the STC membership portfolio. But what we found, and it really was fascinating to see, was that where organisations were working together, it was greater than the sum of the parts. 2 + 2 can actually equal 5. I can say that because I was absolutely rubbish at maths. But that is the strength, that is the power, and that is the passion of STC, something that Pim is so passionate about. And we just wanted to share a few examples with you this morning. The first one is Daventry's JRM, an amazing, inspiring business who've been working with Catesby, and JRM had a track-focused car, the RR23, which was built very much in commemoration of its World Championship win with the GTR Nismo in GT1 a few years back. And as part of that development program, they worked with the guys at Catesby to develop a high-performance aerodynamic and cooling package via CFD in order to solve some really quite complex fluid flow equations. The engineering challenge was to enhance that cooling flow while adhering to strict packaging constraints and maintaining the aerodynamic performance of the vehicle. These challenges are commonly experienced whenever a vehicle is modified to generate more performance, be that an ICE car or an EV car, or indeed any other energy that there might be. One of the key advantages of CFD was its ability to iterate through many different radiator layouts, and they tried a vast number to see which worked best in order to be able to configure that with the eventual end packaging of the system. So CFD simulation allowed for that those data-driven design decisions to be made while maintaining the aesthetic and the aerodynamic performance of the vehicle. So that's JRM working with Keynes, be a fascinating case study. Forgive my voice. Thanks, Pim. Next one was Bista's Worth Research, CFD experts working with Partner Electronics, the electronics design guys from very near Silverstone. Air door is a freestanding structure that sits within the door of retail premises as you walk in, using variable speed fans to counteract weather-related infiltration from wind, rain, and anything else that UK weather can throw at us. One of the key advantages over normal electric heated air curtains is the control system, which is where the guys at Power Electronics came in and where the collaboration between the two organisations came from. So Partner supported Worth with all of the early installs, as I'm led to believe, and the energy monitoring trials that came out of that saw efficiency increases of 26% reduction in terms of gas use, while there was one unit close by that saw a 50% reduction in the use of electricity. So key stuff there with regard to sustainability. The system allows for an energy efficient open door policy while reducing draft expenditure on HVAC plant, of course, and keeping out airborne particles such as dust, insects, etc., and providing overall improved control of in-store environment. So again, a cracking example of collaboration and partnership across STC. The next one that we found was Chris Horton's performance projects working internally with the other side of his business, Oxdrive. So we touched earlier about labour availability, about climate change, and those key drivers and the change that they're bringing to construction, to mining, to other parts of society as well as agriculture. And if we look at agriculture alone, there are in the UK, I believe, seasonal labour shortages up to 25%. And automation, electrification, innovation really can play a key role in addressing that fundamental change since Brexit. Alongside Oxdrive, who are a market leader in high torque, off-highway drivelines, performance projects have led a design and development of an e-hub family that work in an integrated fashion with a vehicle. Those e-hubs provide reliable drive for the incoming wave of electric and autonomous vehicles and services, very much aimed at meeting net zero targets and maximising yield and productivity and addressing those labour challenges that there are out there in the marketplace. Those e-hubs bolt onto vehicle chassis independently at each corner, enabling control of both speed and of torque as well. The e-hubs allow for easy adoption of a compact, reliable and efficient means of propelling a vehicle or indeed a robot, enabling vehicle manufacturers to optimise vehicle layout. And they can work on any vehicle from and any range actually from less than 1 kilowatt all the way up to 8 kilowatts for bigger tractors. Those e-hubs are engineered for speed and for torque and durability, and for the tricky and challenging demands of the off-highway use. Very much designed as a one-box solution, enabling optimized vehicle layout for maximum efficiencies, commercial viabilities as well, of course, and have a dual impact in terms of the use of an emergency brake, synchronized independently of the vehicle or the robot's control system. So again, great partnership. And Randall Engineering, based over near Warwick, working alongside Altair, who are also very, very close by to Randall in Leamington Spa, part of an international organisation. But the two companies, again, coming together to form a partnership to provide clients with a drawing offering, very much working upon expertise and approaches of both Randall and Altair, creating an integrated workflow where chassis design and the expertise of Randall comes together with the body design of Altair. The partnership combines the expertise and approaches from both parties, bringing numerous benefits, including innovative design, improved attribute performance, and reduced lead times for OEMs, both large and small. But the partnership also brings reduced vehicle mass with optimized body and hardpoint locations, integrated chassis and body development for both crash and NVH and dynamics, improved communication between the suspension, the body, and the attribute teams, and powerful tool set to rapidly assess all powertrain chassis and body variants for a given platform, a given architecture, or a specific OEM. So all of that comes from working in partnership across the STC community, a growing partnership, a growing collaboration, and one that's standing both organisations in good stead. So it's been a fascinating few weeks bringing these examples together, these case studies together. We know there are more. We'd love to know about them. Please come and tell us about them because I think that it speaks volumes for what the STC as a cluster is able to offer and what Pim and his team are bringing in terms of added value. The STC community is there to foster, to facilitate that sense of partnership across the cluster. So don't look too far for your future partners. In fact, they may be sitting right next to you this morning. Many thanks for your time.